Alright, welcome back to Zoo Tycoon 2. We are going to work on tutorial 3, getting information. Alright, basically this tutorial we are going to basically learn how to get all information from our animal staff and guests and even our food stands. Alright, so first we're going to click on one of our animals in the pen to open its information panel. So when you first open the information panel, you'll see a number of icons that indicate the state of the animal's needs. So divide it into basic and advanced needs. So we're going to turn our tracking on by clicking our picture of our camel. So now you can do this for guests and staff as well. It's basically to see where they're up to in the exhibit, especially if there's like lots of trees and you can't exactly find them. So now we're going to zoom in on our camel friend. So compared to Zoo Tycoon 1, they have emoticons still, but these ones are a bit more varied. There's different pictures for each of the needs, and yeah, it's not just the regular happy faces or sad faces. So now we're going to go through them. We're going to turn off our tracking. Now we're going to learn more about the needs. So satisfied needs are always going to be in green. Basically, it shows you that the need is satisfied and everything's good and great and dandy. Pressing needs are always going to be in yellow. Basically, those are the needs that they're going to try to satisfy as soon as they can, especially if they have things they exhibit. Especially if they're thirsty, it'll show up in yellow and they're going to go take a drink. Critical needs, however, are going to be in red. Uh, Basically, it's a good time to check your exhibit to make sure that you have the right objects and make sure food's available, or the right kind of food's available, the right type of enrichment's available, the type of shelter, everything. Just always double check. Now we're going to take a look at our animal status panel. So the animal status panel tells you what they're actually doing. It also tells you if they're happy, if they're sick, or if they're going to have a baby. The males will not have the little stork. So now we're going to check the general info. Excellent. Here we are. So basically the general info shows you the biome, the location, the status, and the gender of your animal. So the biome is desert for the camel, location is North Africa, the status is low risk, the gender it is female. So now we're going to click zookeeper recommendations. These are super handy to have. Okay, so zookeeper recommendations. Basically, it's going to show you everything that this specific animal needs for fencing, food, enrichment, um, plants that it likes, shrubs that it likes, and rocks that it likes, the biome that it's from, the biome paint, and the shelter it needs. It shows you exactly what can house it, what it likes. Super, super handy. We're gonna close that. Locate a zookeeper in your zoo. Where is one? There's one right here. Oh, let's zoom in a bit, turn around, and ugh, there he is. Zookeeper Remick. So essentially, the staff status panel will show you the current duty. So right now, he's just wandering waiting for a job. We can keeper assignments. So you can assign keepers to their own exhibits. Basically, if you assign to your exhibit, they'll take care of it. If you don't, they'll just wander around the zoo looking for things that need to be done. Most of the time, they'll just sit around and do nothing, and sometimes they'll just go for a walkabout in your zoo and be completely on the opposite side. It happens. Okay. So now we're going to assign Keeper Remick to the camel exhibit. So it just looks like a little flag post, and you're going to click on the exhibit, and it will say it is assigned. So look, little flag post, and you click it, it is now assigned. So now we're going to go to Staff Thoughts. Staff Thoughts panel is where you can see what your staff is thinking, and basically if there's something standing in the way of them caring for the animals, like if they can't access a food dish, if they can't get into an exhibit properly, uh, stuff like that. So now we're going to see salary. Monthly salary, it'll show you, and how many months they've been employed. So now we're going to find a guest. Close him, and we're going to pick Andrew Ware as our guest. So the guest activities and needs panel shows what the guest is currently doing, along with icons indicating the status of the guest's various needs. Very similar to our animals. They have, if they're happy, hungry, thirsty, they need rest, amusement, or if they have to use the bathroom, and their current activity, where unfortunately Andrew is leaving the zoo. Again, if it's green, it's good. Yellow, you might want to address something. If it's red, he's probably angry and needs help. Now we're going to go guest status tab. Basically shows you how much cash they have on hand and if they have bought anything in your zoo. Now we're going to go to favorite animal. He does not have a favorite animal. Sometimes you'll have, like, for example, somebody like camels, so they'll basically give more donations to your zoo. Again, if I'm going too fast, feel free to pause and take a look and read everything, because I feel like I rather just explain rather than read everything on the tutorial, which is going to take forever. So now we're going to click on the thoughts. So basically it tells you in green if they're happy thoughts, yellow, white if they're neutral, and red if they're a pressing kind of thought that they're not too thrilled with your zoo. So it's super handy to see if they gave a donation, if they like what they're seeing, if they're hungry and they just can't find something, that way you can just pick them up and move them there. Okay, so buildings also have them. So we're going to click our hot dog stand. So basically the first page shows you what the prices are and what's sold there. So you can cheap, moderate, expensive. So now we're going to the finance tab. Basically it shows you how much income you're earning, how much upkeep it's costing, how much profit you're making, and the overall lifetime profit of your stand. So now we're going to select the zoo status. Here is the zoo status. This is the first information panel that gives you some summary information about your zoo. This is where you can make your zoo as open or closed and alter the level of your price from free, cheap, moderate, or expensive. It also shows you how many guests, how many admissions you've had, how much donations you've made, if you had any grants, and all that jazz. Next, we're going to click the Income Expenses tab. Basically, you just want to see lots of green. You don't want to see red because that means you're spending more than you are bringing in. Lastly, we're going to look at zoo fame. Actually, it might not be lastly, but we'll just say lastly. Here is our zoo fame panel. Basically, this is just going to show you how many animals in your zoo, number of species, if the animals are happy, how much education, and the guest happiness, and if you've released animals to the wild. So now we're going to look at our quick stats. So the first panel shows you the animal stats. So basically you're going to see icons, you can rate them. For example, this one here needs some privacy. This one needs to be cleaned as well. But everything else, pretty happy. Shows illnesses as well. Yeah, you can click that up here and rank them. Same thing with guest information. It'll show you everything you need to know, what they're thinking, what their favorite animals are, how happy they are, and whatnot. Then we have our zookeeper panel or staff panel. So essentially tells them what they're doing and if they are assigned to anything or not. Okay, now we're going to go to camera mode. We are going to go forth and go at least close to our exhibit here. We'll look through our window. I think it's a good area. So we're going to click the Safari button by using the right click and click camera mode. There we go. You can take a picture of everything in your zoo using the photo Safari. So basically, you can right click and it'll show you your photo challenge. So they want you to take a picture of a dromedary camel, just like this. That's a nice picture. So we're going to right click again. And this way you take another look at the picture that you just chose. So maybe you can take a better one. It's really up to you what you'd like to do. So now we're going to click the photo album. So we can use our photo album here. You can drag the photo down here to show them up. I have had a couple attempts at this one. This is the first one, which turned out really nice, but I wasn't recording that video. The other one, that was an oops. That was somebody in my family walked in, and I had to stop recording. So that's the end of this tutorial. The next tutorial is pretty quick, so that we can be able to fit this in as well. Here is African Adventure tutorial. It's the only one. Jeep vehicles. Just think Jurassic Park, but zoo. So we have some nice woolly rhinos in our background this time. Here we go. So, welcome to Zoo Tycoon Animal African Adventure. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to place the Jeep vehicle stations and how to ride the vehicles in first-person mode. So here we go. We're going to click the transportation tab. We are going to place our zoo, but first we need to rotate it so it will let people walk onto it. Great. Now we're going to place some road. We're going to connect them from the Jeep station to this piece here. Perfect. Now we've completed the circuit. So now we're going to click our Jeep vehicle station, add our 5 Jeeps, like so, and now we're going to place a crossing gate. So people will learn to not cross the road when there's Jeeps going by. So now we are going to go Zoo Guest mode, walk up to our Jeeps, hopefully in time. There's lots here. And we're going to stand in front of our Jeep, and we're going to press the space bar to enter our Jeep. So now we're going to enjoy our ride. You can change the seats. We're sitting on that girl, unfortunately. So 3, 4, and now we can enter a camera and take a picture. What's in this exhibit? Is there anything even in here? Well, we'll just take a picture of that bird flying in the sky. Okay, so now we're going to do the overhead button again. Now we're going to check the zoo stats, zoo awards. So the awards panel shows you any awards that you've won, that you can earn in the future, prerequisites, and progress towards winning new awards, such as 100 zoo visitors. So then you can also check those as well. Try to collect all of these. And become the ultimate zoo tycoon. That is it for the African Adventure one. When we come back, we will work on the endangered species one. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Please comment, I guess, and maybe subscribe. Doesn't matter. It's your choice. But I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.